The Filipinas Guide to Mail Order Foreigners. 7 types of foreigners for Filipinas to avoid. 1. The grandfather. They are easy to spot because they're old, and they often come with their own personal transportation that you will be expected to push. They will likely lie about their age. They may claim to be in their 80s and 90s, but in reality, they could be in their 60s and 70s. This means you could be stuck with them a lot longer than you plan before you get your hands on their assets. And in the meantime, you may have to put up with their hands on your assets. The serial husband. The serial husband is desperate to marry you. He will shower you with praise and gifts and tell you that you are his everything. He will tell you his past wives are no longer in his life and he wants to start a new chapter with you. The past is the past. He wants you to help him build his future. His idea of building a future may be different to yours. The basement dweller. Still lives with his parents, often in the basement. Can't get a decent job. Lives on Social Security due to some fake illness. Thinks he can live like a king on $500 a month in the Philippines. Spends all his time playing computer games and on the internet. The creep. The creep only wants an online sexual relationship. His most used phrase is, "I'll show you mine if you show me yours." You should under no circumstances entertain these creeps. Otherwise, expect your intimate moment of trust to be trending on social media. If you did in a moment of weakness show yours, what you're likely to see in return isn't exactly going to be a fair trade. The Paranoid Patriot. The Paranoid Patriot is the foreigner who thinks his country is the only country that is civilized. He believes all the negativity about Filipinas and the Philippines. He wants to visit, but is scared to make the trip, believing he will be robbed or murdered before he leaves the airport. He believes that all Filipinas wear grass skirts and live in nipa huts. His paranoia kills any chances of a lasting relationship even before it starts. The user and abuser. The user and abuser. This type of person wants to steal from you your youth and your chastity. He will promise you future marriage. He will promise you future riches and even a future life abroad. But first, he wants you to spend time living with him, caring for his every need in order to prove you are compatible and to show you what married life is. He will likely set a time limit. Let's try it for a year before we get married. Within the year, he will dispose of you and move on to his next victim, leaving you to pick up the pieces. Only one form of punishment seems appropriate. MGTOWs. MGTOWs are men going their own way. If these men want to go their own way, I suggest they do exactly that. Go their own way and not get in the way of a woman who wants to find a real man. A real man that can protect them, care for them, and provide for them. In return, the man will be shown love, loyalty, and respect. Actually, what MGTOWs really want is a woman to look after them and care for them, while giving nothing in return. In an ideal MGTOW world, the woman would pay half the rent and half the bills, while doing all the cooking and cleaning. Men going to ostracize women. MGTOW, the way to loneliness.